It's coming, and it's closer than you think. August 21st is not just a date on the calendar, it is a cosmic threshold. On this night, the moon aligns in a crescent conjunction with the star Spica, and with it, a portal opens that only the awakened will sense. This is not an ordinary alignment. It is a whisper from the universe, calling you to step into a higher path of destiny. Everyone knows about the phases of the moon, but almost no one speaks of the hidden doorways they unlock. Doorways that can realign your spirit, dissolve old contracts, and accelerate your purpose. If this video has found you, it is not an accident. You were guided here. Stay with me until the end, because I will share the golden guidance needed for the next 48 hours. Before we begin, do 3 things. Like this video, subscribe, and write 777 in the comments to seal your intention. On August 21st, a rare and luminous event takes place. The moon enters a crescent conjunction with Spica, the brightest star of Virgo. Spica, long revered as the ear of wheat, held in the hand of the virgin goddess, carries frequencies of abundance, sacred harvest, and divine promise. When the moon, symbol of intuition, cycles, and the hidden mysteries of the soul, aligns with Spica, a celestial key turns. A door between endings and new beginnings creaks open. This alignment is not isolated. The crescent moon forms a subtle but potent energetic bridge with Mercury in Virgo, sharpening clarity of thought, while receiving supportive aspects from Jupiter in Gemini, amplifying expansion, synchronicity, and divine messages. At the same time, a quiet square to Neptune in Pisces invites dissolution of illusions, forcing us to choose truth over fantasy. The moon in its crescent phase symbolizes the seed after darkness, the fragile sprout breaking through soil, the first breath of a new creation. Spica, meanwhile, is a fixed star that has always been associated with gifts from heaven, harvest after labor, blessings after trials. Together, their union ignites a threshold moment, a portal where karmic patterns can finally be released and higher destinies activated. Think of it as an energetic reset, a recalibration of your inner compass. For those tuned in, this night delivers downloads, visions, and unmistakable signs. For those asleep, it may pass unnoticed, like a silent whisper in the sky. But for you, the chosen one, this alignment awakens pathways you did not see before. This is not simply astrology, it is a cosmic initiation, and its frequency is alive right now, waiting for your recognition. If you have been feeling unusual in your body and heart these past days, know this: you are not alone, and you are not broken. The energy of this crescent moon with Spica is moving through you, recalibrating every cell of your being. Some of you may notice waves of fatigue, sudden dizziness, or a nervous system that feels more sensitive than usual, like your skin and spirit are both porous to the unseen. Others may feel emotional tides rise without warning, tears spilling over, a deep nostalgia for moments long gone, or confusion about who you are becoming. Even in your dreams, images may grow more vivid, subconscious memories surfacing, like messages written on water. These are not random symptoms. They are signs of cleansing. Old emotional patterns, karmic attachments, and heavy frequencies are dissolving, not violently, but gently, like the tide pulling back to reveal a clearer shore. You may notice heightened sensitivity to sound, to energy, or an irresistible pull towards silence, solitude, and stillness. This is your soul's way of tuning you back to your natural rhythm. Trust this process. Do not resist. What feels like unraveling is actually a weaving, a holy recalibration of your path. No one tells you this, but the stars do. Hidden behind the surface explanations of astrology and astronomy lies a deeper current, one that the ancients guarded in stone, symbol, and ritual. The moon's crescent conjunction with Spica on August 21st is more than an astronomical detail. It is a coded activation, a bridge to forgotten knowledge. The Egyptians knew Spica well. They aligned temples not only to Sirius, the herald of the Nile, but also to this blue-white star, which they called the sacred ear of wheat, a gift of Isis. To them, Spica represented the promise of sustenance, of spiritual harvest, of divine bread that feeds not the stomach, but the soul. The Mayans, too, measured time through stellar portals. They believed certain alignments cracked open the veins of the sky, where messages from the gods streamed into human consciousness. In Tibet, lamas meditated during crescent moons, believing the half-lit sphere symbolized the threshold between illusion and awakening, the razor's edge where samsara dissolves into nirvana. And in the Anatolian highlands, shamans performed wheat-offering rituals beneath Virgo's stars, whispering to Spica as if it were a goddess herself, keeper of thresholds between hunger and plenty, despair and hope. This August 21st alignment is one of those thresholds. The moon, ruler of memory and intuition, touches Spica, keeper of harvest. The code is simple. The soul must now reap what it has sown. Karmic patterns, both luminous and heavy, rise to the surface. What you have planted in thought, word, and deed comes back, not as punishment, but as revelation. Numerology deepens the mystery. August 21st translates to 821, and if you reduce it, 8 plus 2 plus 1, 1, you arrive at 11. 11 is the gateway number, the mirrored pillars through which higher consciousness flows. 1111 is no accident. It is the universe's shorthand for alignment, a reminder that you stand between worlds. On this night, the moon and Spica embody that very portal. Two lights, one planetary, one stellar, joined as mirrored guides. But there is more. In hidden metaphysics, the body is not limited to 7 chakras. The adepts of Lemuria, the keepers of Atlantean memory, spoke of 12 energy centers, 12 suns within the human temple. 7 govern the physical, but 5 are gateways. The soul star above, the earth star below, and 3 interdimensional centers that connect you to higher timelines. When cosmic alignments such as this occur, these dormant chakras flicker awake. Have you felt pressure above your crown, or a pulsing below your feet, as if the earth itself is breathing through you? These are not hallucinations. They are activations. No one tells you this because it cannot be measured with machines, only with consciousness. On August 21st, as the crescent moon joins Spica, those subtle centers surge with frequency. The soul star, about 6 inches above your head, opens like a flower. It whispers, "You are more than flesh, more than history, more than pain." Meanwhile, the Earth star deep below you anchors this awakening, ensuring you are not lost in ether, but rooted in purpose. Even the timing carries layers. The 21st day resonates with completion and renewal, the two symbolizing partnership and balance, the one symbolizing new beginnings. Together they whisper, old cycles are closing, new cycles are dawning. The ancients would have called this a rite of passage. So what does this mean for you, chosen one? It means you may feel time bending, dreams blending into waking life, signs appearing in repeating numbers, déjà vu flooding you at strange hours. It means you are entering not just an astrological transit, but a threshold initiation. The moon and Spica are not merely above you. They are within you, reflecting your own awakening harvest. Do not dismiss the chills on your skin, the flickers in your vision, the pull towards silence and prayer. These are signals. The portal is not out there. It is in here. You are the hidden temple, and August 21st is your consecration. Every great transformation demands that something within us must die so that something greater can be born. The ancients understood this, which is why they carved the cycles of death and rebirth into their myths, rituals, and stars. Right now, under the crescent moon aligned with Spica, you are being called into your own cycle of release. And release is never gentle. It is raw, it is real, and it requires courage. The energy flowing now is very much like the waters of Scorpio, even though we are not under a Scorpio moon. The archetype of Scorpio is written into this moment, because what is happening within you carries that same intensity, like a descent into the underworld of your own soul. This is why emotions feel heavy, why shadows surface, why memories long buried rise like ghosts knocking at the door of your heart. You may feel resistance. You may ask, why now? Why me? But the truth is, the timing is perfect. The universe never rips away what you are not ready to release. It only presents you with mirrors, showing the places where you have been carrying chains too heavy for too long. It will hurt, but it will free you. Shadow work is not about denying what you feel, nor is it about glorifying pain. It is about meeting the wounds head-on and acknowledging their origin. Perhaps you are carrying trauma that was never yours, inherited from your ancestors, passed through generations like an unspoken curse. Perhaps your mother's silence, your father's absence, your lineage's grief still whispers inside your blood. These are the wounds Spica's alignment is calling you to release. The harvest star does not only bring gifts, it asks you to sift the wheat from the chaff, to separate the life-giving truth from the husks of old belief systems that no longer nourish you. You may feel memories resurfacing suddenly, childhood pain, heartbreak, betrayals, the moment you first learned to distrust yourself. This is not a punishment. This is the portal doing its work. To transform, you must walk through the fire of remembrance, but you must not stop there. Scorpio's energy says, die to what is false, so that what is true can rise. The rebirth waiting on the other side is not a fragile new self. It is your truest self, stripped of illusion, armored not in walls, but in authenticity. The tears you shed now are waters of baptism. The trembling in your chest is the earthquake of liberation. You are not being destroyed. You are being reforged. And yet shadow work requires more than acknowledgement. It requires choice. Will you keep clinging to the story of your wounds, or will you allow them to be rewritten? When you feel the weight of ancestral pain pressing on your heart, will you curse it, or will you honor it and let it go? Imagine handing it back to the earth, saying, "This is no longer mine to carry." Imagine giving your ancestors the gift of freedom by refusing to repeat their cycles. In that act, you become the alchemist of your bloodline, the one who breaks the chain. The mind will resist. It will whisper that it is too hard, too heavy, too painful. But the soul knows this is what it came for. Transformation is not a gentle breeze. It is a storm. And yet, storms cleanse, storms renew, storms make the soil fertile again. That is what this moment is offering you, the chance to allow your inner world to be washed clean, even if the rain stings as it falls. So, surrender, trust, let the death happen, not in your body, but in the patterns, the fears, the illusions that have long disguised themselves as you. The crescent moon with Spica is reminding you, endings are not the opposite of beginnings. They are their doorway. When you walk through this death with courage, you will awaken into a rebirth more radiant than anything you have ever known. There comes a moment when listening is no longer enough, when the energy asks to be grounded, when awareness demands embodiment. The moon's alignment with Spica is not only a revelation, it is an invitation to act. You are being called not just to understand, but to participate. In ancient traditions, from Egyptian temple rites to Tibetan meditations to the quiet rituals of shamans in the mountains, cosmic alignments were never observed passively. They were honored with sacred action. This is how energy becomes real in your life. So let me guide you through a series of sacred practices that you can perform during this portal. Each is simple, but each carries a profound effect when done with intention. Remember, ritual is not about perfection. It is about presence. Your willingness to step into these practices is what transforms them into gateways of power. The first ritual is water purification. Water is the oldest healer, the original mirror of the soul. Stand beneath a warm shower, but do not treat it as routine. Instead, close your eyes and imagine the water as liquid light. As it flows down your body, visualize it dissolving every weight you have carried. Old fears, stagnant emotions, fragments of other people's energy clinging to you. Whisper to yourself, I release what no longer belongs. I am washed clean in the light of renewal. Feel the warmth not just on your skin, but in your spirit, as if the moon herself is bathing you in celestial waters. When you step out, do not rush. Pause. Notice the freshness in your body. This is more than a shower. It is a baptism into a new chapter. The second ritual is mirror journaling. Sit quietly before a mirror with a journal beside you. Look into your own eyes, not your face, not your appearance, but the depth behind them. This can feel uncomfortable at first because the mirror shows what we often avoid. Allow that discomfort. Then ask yourself a single question. What am I hiding? Let the words flow in your journal without censorship. Perhaps you are hiding your true voice, your longing for freedom, your grief, your untapped strength. Write it all down. This ritual opens a portal of self-honesty. When you finally see yourself without masks, you reclaim power that has long been locked away. As you finish, place your hand upon your heart and say softly, I choose my true path. I choose to be fully seen. The third ritual is the release of financial fear. Many souls are trapped not by lack, but by fear of lack. The alignment of the moon and Spica, a star linked to harvest and abundance, offers a rare opportunity to reset this frequency. Take a simple piece of paper and write down the specific fears you hold about money, debt, instability, worthiness, scarcity. Do not judge the words, just release them onto the page. Then, rather than crumpling it or hiding it away, fold the paper respectfully and place it in a bowl of water with a pinch of salt. Watch as the ink softens, as the water absorbs the energy. Whisper, these fears no longer command me. I open to divine provision. When you discard the water, you are symbolically discarding the chains of financial anxiety. This is not about ignoring responsibility. It is about shifting from fear into trust. The fourth ritual is the awakening of the third eye. This is not a complex practice, but it must be done with intention. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus your attention on the space between your brows. Imagine a small sphere of indigo light, pulsing gently there. With each inhale, the light grows brighter. With each exhale, it expands outward. filling your inner vision with clarity. As you breathe, silently affirm, I see truth. I welcome divine guidance. My vision is clear. This ritual opens the doorway to intuition, to dreams, to synchronicities that guide your next steps. Some may feel warmth, a tingling, or a soft pressure in this space. Trust these sensations. They are signals that your higher perception is awakening. Each of these practices may seem simple, but in their simplicity lies power. The ancients never complicated ritual. They infused the ordinary with sacredness. Water, mirror, paper, breath. These are everyday things. Yet when touched with intention, they become tools of transformation. What matters most is not the outer act, but the inner decision you carry into it. Say these words aloud as you move through these rituals. I am ready. I release what no longer serves. Affirmations are not empty phrases. They are frequencies. When spoken from the heart, they vibrate through your cells, reprogramming the patterns that once held you captive. Speak them boldly. Speak them softly. Speak them until your body believes what your soul already knows. This is the first half of the sacred work. In these steps, you cleanse, you reveal, you release, and you awaken. But the journey is not complete yet. There are further actions that will anchor this portal into your daily reality, sealing the energy in your home and in your field. And when you continue, you will learn how to protect and sanctify the spaces around you, ensuring that the awakening you cultivate is not only within you, but also surrounding you. You have already washed away what clings to you, looked into your own eyes with honesty, released the chains of fear, and opened the eye of vision. But ritual is not only about the self. True alignment also requires the sanctification of space, the clearing of the atmosphere you live in, the environment that holds your energy day by day. Because if you cleanse yourself, but dwell in an environment thick with stagnant vibration, the heaviness soon returns. This is why the ancients always paired inner purification with outer sanctification. The next ritual is smudging or incense walking. Choose an herb or resin that feels aligned. Sage for cleansing, Palo Santo for uplifting, frankincense for protection, or sandalwood for deep peace. Light it carefully, then carry it as you move slowly through your home. Begin at your front door. Walk clockwise, allowing the smoke to drift into corners, into hidden spaces where energy tends to stagnate. As you move, whisper with intention. Only love may dwell here, only light may remain. I clear all that is false and invite only truth. Notice how the air feels lighter, how your breath deepens. This is not imagination, it is sensitivity. The smoke acts as a carrier of intention, lifting away old imprints so that your sanctuary can truly reflect your spirit. Another powerful step is the doorway blessing. Doorways are thresholds, both physical and energetic. They are the passages through which energy enters and exits your life. To bless them is to guard your thresholds. After smudging, stand at your main doorway. Place your right hand on the frame, close your eyes, and visualize a shield of radiant light forming there. See it as a veil of shimmering gold, one that welcomes love but filters out heaviness. Speak these words. This doorway is sacred. What enters here is blessed. What leaves here departs in peace. Repeat this at every entrance in your home. With this act, you are not only sealing protection, but also affirming sovereignty over your space. The next ritual is gratitude anchoring. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a frequency that multiplies abundance. Spica, the star of harvest, amplifies whatever energy you hold. To align with it, take a journal or even a single page and write down 7 things you are truly grateful for. Not vague, but specific. Write about the small miracles, the breaths you took when you thought you couldn't go on, the people who stood beside you in silence, the unseen hands that guided you through storms. As you write, whisper after each line, "I am ready to receive more." This creates a magnetic field around you, one that draws blessings into your life because you have already acknowledged the blessings that are here. Another practice is the declaration ritual. Many people live in hesitation, half-choosing, waiting for permission. This portal asks you to declare boldly. Stand tall, place both feet firmly on the ground, raise your chin slightly, and speak your truth into the air. Say aloud what you are choosing in this new cycle. I choose freedom. I choose truth. I choose love.